Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Flash Fried. Oh, yeah. Flash Fry.
You guys might notice Paul is absent today, but we have an esteemed guest.
Yeah, one of the greatest writers, philosophers, geniuses of all time, L. Ron Hubbard is here.
Human never exists in this reality or the next one or this dimension even.
Yeah.
Pain is not real, and man's past has been reshapen.
Reshapen, huh? Cool.
Reshapen, sir.
I agree. What a magical
What's
moment
all this
this
huffle
is.
fluffle? What's all this huffle fluffle, sir?
I don't know what all this huffle fluffle is.
Are you afraid to take a look into the face of your maker?
One thing that I want to say to you guys is that my power at my house has gone out probably 10 times within the last week and a half.
Cool.
So if everything suddenly vanishes from my end, that's what's happened. Putting that out there. I don't know if you guys can maybe try to fucking, I don't know. Hopefully it won't be an issue, but just letting everybody know that for some reason they can't keep the lights on where I live. So anyway,
you really goofed the floof, TJ.
yes, the floof has been thoroughly goofed, sir. Woman saved after breast implant deflected bullet away from her heart.
Beautiful.
You know, this is probably one of the greatest stories we've ever had the privilege, I think, of covering here on Flash Fried. And it just shows that, you know, every woman should get breast implants for their own safety, right?
Is that what it shows?
Yeah, I think that's what it shows. This happened in Canada, you know? She was shot in Canada. I mean, there's barely even any shootings there. So, I mean, like, you know, you think about how fucking dangerous. Like, if she can get shot in Canada, you can get shot anywhere. I didn't even know Canadians had guns.
She had bulletproof boobs.
You know what I'm fucking outraged about? That black bar.
Yeah, what the hell's with this black bar, huh? Take that shit out of there.
Fat fucking bullet dodging titties, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, you know, if you're a guy and you're with that like chick, if there's like a mass shooting, you have to feel like a coward. It's like, baby, use your boobs, protect me.
Yeah, you just hide behind the titty.
Yeah,
The bulletproof titties.
It's like, look, these things took one before. I mean, they could do it again.
She's impervious to bullets. That's basically a superpower.
Bulletproof titties.
The 30-year-old woman who has not been named was walking down. Wow, it's pretty crazy to not have a name at the age of 30. That's crazy. I think they would have selected something by now. She was walking down the street in Canada when she was shot. I love how that's all the context you get. She just do boom, shot.
What the fuck is going on with Canada right now? It's like you guys, obviously it was a mass shooting in Nova Scotia, and I was kind of like, so like before I even read where it was, like mass shooting, I'm like, all right, where in America fucked up this time? And then it's like Canada. I'm like, yes, for once it's not us, it's Canada. Tell you guys, Canada's getting dangerous.
She only realized she had been shot when she felt heat and pain in her chest and saw blood when she looked down. According to a report published in the Sage Journal. The victim was treated at the McLean Clinic in Mississauga, Ontario, where she had her implants removed. What's that, Scotty?
Mississauga.
Why is there a U in it then?
I don't know.
I mean, you don't say sour at the end of dinosaur. It's sore. Sour.
Yeah. Okay. The report added the only additional injury she had was a fractured rib. During surgery, surgeons removed the woman's left breast implant and found a bullet tract, which aligned with the entry wound, but no bullet. They later examined the right implant and found that it had been flipped upside down, and the dome of the implant was damaged. And the bullet was located beneath the woman's right breast in her chest. They then removed the bullet, gave it to police so it could be forensically examined. Photographs taken by the surgeon show where the bullet went through the left implant and landed in her right implant. Dr. Giancarlo McEvenew, who wrote the paper, said the woman's left breast implant subsequently must have deflected the bullet from her heart and saved her life. He said clinical examination revealed a comfortable patient in no distress with a single entry wound in the superior pole of the left breast. Based on the trajectory of the bullet entry clinically and evaluation radiologically, the only source of bullet deflection of the bullet is the left breast implant. This implant overlies the heart and intrathoracic cavity, and therefore likely saved the woman's life. Wow.
Holy shit. Can you go back up?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
This is a TJ Tivity story. There you go.
Beautiful.
I get the crickets.
I'd like to fire some hot bullets at those myself, you know?
Yeah.
I've got some hot bullets that I'd fire in the direction of those. You know what I mean?
Oh, I do, sir. I do. All right. Trump and Biden are deadlocked in 6 key 2020 election states, CNBC Change research poll finds. Voters in 6 key battleground states are split whether they prefer President Trump or apparent Democratic nominee Joe Biden in the 2020 presidential election. They are also roughly split over who would better handle a range of issues from combating the coronavirus to lifting the economy from a recession and reducing health costs. The poll surveyed likely voters in Arizona, Florida, Michigan, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. So let's take a look. Overall voter preference, Donald Trump, 47.5%. I guess this is a conglomeration of all those states. Or is this just a national average? I don't know. Joe Biden, 46.8%. So really, the headline here should really be Joe Biden lags slightly behind Trump. Third-party candidate, the usual piddling, insignificant, 3.9%. Then 1.6% of people are just like, I don't know. And then 0.1 will not vote, I guess.
Damn.
Which in reality...
I didn't realize I was in such a fucking minority here.
You're not, because in real life, like half the country doesn't show up for any given election.
Well, I'm looking here, and this is a national average of a number of polls, and taking battleground states into account: Wisconsin, Florida, Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Arizona, and Minnesota. And it's showing Biden is ahead of Trump pretty much everywhere. Fox News has them as tied. CNN has them as Biden ahead. CNBC has Biden ahead. Quinnipiac has Biden ahead. Monmouth has Biden ahead. NBC News, Wall Street Journal has Biden by 7 points. I mean, so besides Fox News, they're essentially tied.
So let's take a look. Here's some
that's going to Real Clear Politics.
Here's some explicit issues here. Handling the coronavirus, 40.2%. say Trump's got it. 9% say Trump's probably got it. And then for the Democrats, 40.6% think Joe Biden's got it. 10.1% are like, yeah, he's probably got it. So,
he's got it.
Yeah, you know. So Biden's doing a little better in that one, which I don't know how, because I guess probably just because we actually see Trump botching things in real time, you know, whereas Biden, it just seems like he definitely would be botching things if he was in charge.
If we're going according to those polls that I just read, I mean, besides Fox News, and surprisingly, Fox News has them essentially as tied. I mean, everyone else has Biden up by about 8.3 points nationally. Now, obviously, there's a lot of race left to go, and Trump really hasn't started hitting.
Well, Biden actually, you know, had a 9-point surge after the Obama endorsement and the Bernie endorsement and a few other key endorsements kind of gave him a little bit of a surge. So I think, you know, that probably accounts for a lot of that at this point. Making health care more affordable. 35.2% say Trump can do it. And then with a little 12.3 add on.
Why would anyone say that?
I mean, Trump has not even made overtures towards addressing healthcare issues. So You got to just be a fucking dyed-in-the-wool Republican at that point, right?
Proposal that never went anywhere. That was essentially just another gift to fucking corporations. So, I mean, I guess there was that. But, again, zero traction in the Senate or the Congress at all.
Right. It was one of the worst bills. I mean, like, it was so bad even Trump backed down from it, so.
You're like, oh, this really sucks. Well, because look, there's no way he can deliver on this promise. We're going to take care of everybody. That's what he said. That was kind of his way. He got a lot of people to vote for him. Like, oh, we're going to take care of everyone. We're going to make it all good. We're going to make it work for everybody. It hasn't worked for anybody.
So you got 41% that think Biden can do it with 11.5 addendum. Preventing another pandemic like COVID. Looks like Biden edges out Trump there as well. Recovering from a recession, people seem to have more faith in Trump on that one. I guess probably because there's still this idea that Republicans are like the party of business. But I mean, like, Republicans have never led us through a recession recovery. Not even one, like, I guess I shouldn't say not even one time in American history, because they probably have at some point. But usually Democrats are the ones that pull us out of a recession. Republicans are the ones that get us fucking into them.
Well, it's because Trump's a businessman, TJ.
He's a business. He understands business.
Now, I'm not a businessman, but he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing when it comes to business.
Business.
And that's what we need to do. We need to run this government like an old general store or something.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
So yeah.
Remember the gold rush? We should run it like that when eggs were like $20 adjusted for inflation. Let's run it like that.
So anyway, very early on in the race, obviously, but initial kind of polls seem to have these guys. They're within striking distance of each other. It's not. No one's dominating. No one's dunking at this point.
We know it's going to be close because it always is. When it gets down to that time where people are actually going to vote, it's going to be close. It's not like there's like a clear this candidate has no popular support. I mean, look, Biden's got a number of people supporting him, basically just doing this. Like, all right, Biden.
This being close favors the incumbent.
Yes, usually it does.
I agree with you.
Like, just historically speaking, it being a horse race at this point really favors Trump.
The incumbent tends to be favored anyway.
Of course. That's most of what I'm drawing it on.
Absolutely.
Last time we had someone as an incumbent lose was in the 90s. It was the first Bush.
Yeah, Bush won.
HW.
Yep. So there is this kind of specter hanging over Biden. Hasn't really got a huge amount of press attention because, of course, the press mostly wants Biden. Active investigation, D.C. police probe sexual assault allegation against Joe Biden. The Metropolitan Police Department of the District of Columbia is actively investigating the complaint against Joe Biden brought by Tara Reid, the woman who accused Biden of sexually assaulting her in 1993, despite her allegation being impossible to prosecute since it's past the statute of limitations. There is an active, ongoing investigation, and there are no further details to provide at this time. A Metropolitan Police Department spokesperson told the Washington Examiner Tuesday regarding the Reid case. Cases that are handled by the Metropolitan Police Department's Sexual Assault Unit go through a multi-review prior to being assigned a disposition. This case is progressing through the review process.
Lip service bullshit.
The investigation remains open despite... look, even if this was a super active investigation that resources were being poured into, they're not going to discover the truth behind this incident. You're trying to investigate something that may or may not have happened between two people in a closed room in 1993. It's about credibility. It's whether do you believe the allegations or do you not believe the allegations. That's all it really comes down to. We're never going to fucking know, of course. It's just another thing that, it's kind of astonishing. We now in our country, both of our choices for president are people who have been actively accused of sexual assault multiple times.
Maybe she's got a Trump card, dude. Maybe she's got a stain.
Yeah, she has that. We're going to pull out that Trump card. Like, look, not an actual Trump card, but I'm actually a Donald Trump supporter.
She could do that too, but I'm thinking maybe she's got like the pair of pants she was wearing that day, and he secreted a little DNA on.
Well, he's accused of finger, pushing. Yeah,
but he was all pushing up against her and shit.
Yeah, maybe a little fucking
there's a little
spot of pre-cum.
He busted nut in his pants though, Paul. He was smart. He busted the nut there, and then he burned those pants.
Yeah, but a little speck through. Yeah, a little speck of fucking pre-cum just fucking soaked through the pants into her fucking blouse, and
Like I always solve it. Forensic files, Joe Biden's pants, dude. Let's just figure it out.
I want to get that finger under a microscope.
Yeah, let's see. Maybe
that's gonna tell the tale of the tape right there.
Maybe some of her pussy residue is still on the finger after all these years.
I mean, who knows if Joe Biden ever washes his hands? I mean, I doubt it.
Who knows? But yeah, this probably isn't going anywhere. But I mean, obviously, when you get to speculate about like, did this political candidate rape someone? That's never a good look.
Well, sorry, in this race, which one are we talking about?
Right, exactly.
Kind of a descriptor. Sorry.
I've got a feeling we'll be hearing about this from Trump as things heat up and kind of wind up towards the election.
Oh yeah, but I mean, of course, there's going to be counter fucking, like, they're going to be like, all right, you want to try out my sexual assault allegation? I'm going to try out your sexual. They'll basically just be like, you're a rapist. No, you're a rapist. You're in the pocket of China. No, you're in the pocket of China. You have dementia. No, you have dementia. It's like, oh my God. This is the worst.
Of each other, dude. That's all they are.
When we had the 2016 election and it was down to Trump or Hillary Clinton, I was like, well, this is the worst election in American history. And just a scant 4 years later, I'm like, okay, well, never mind. I was wrong. Things
lowered
the bar has been lowered once again. Bring back Hillary, please. Jesus.
Bring back, dude, get James Cameron on the fucking case, like in South Park, dude. Go to Mariana's Trench.
Go raise the bar again, James Cameron. You got to do it.
James, please.
Oh. States shouldn't reopen before May 1st, and most should wait several more weeks, coronavirus model shows. With a handful of states reopening parts of their economies, a coronavirus model routinely cited by the White House warns that no state should open before May 1st. South Carolina and Georgia, which are leading the pack to get their economic engines humming again this week, should not open until June 5th and June 19th, respectively, according to the model maintained by the Institute of Health for Health Metrics and Evaluation at the University of Washington. It was updated Tuesday. Montana has the best forecast at May 1st, while the other states that should open by May 10th, the model says, are Alaska, Hawaii, North Carolina, Vermont, and West Virginia. Blah, 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 blah. So basically, right now, a lot of states are just antsy to reopen because, state coffers are basically running empty. They don't know how to keep their economies afloat or how to even recover from this. So they're trying to push reopening, probably before it's a good idea. But
there's no probably. It's not a good idea yet.
A lot of Americans are saying that even if shit reopens, they're still going to self-quarantine or self-isolate or whatever term you want to use.
I mean, what reasonable assurance do they have to not do that? There's not been a massive ups like look, we're not testing enough people, number one. There's not been enough of a downward trajectory of cases where it's like, okay, well, that's what the facts and figures say. Like the data's not there to make that decision. So
yeah, I mean, like the death toll has doubled in like pretty much over a little over a week. So
I mean, yeah, so it's a really. I mean, look, I understand why people would want this to reopen, but there's not enough available data to suggest that makes any sort of sense. So if we're doing it, we're doing based on emotional reasons and economic reasons. And I mean, I can empathize if people love losing their jobs and there's not money to pay for things. I mean, you can understand it, but at the same time, like this is just going to make the disease spread more widely.
We don't have a effective treatment. We still don't have a vaccine. We don't even really have good testing yet after all this time. So I mean, like, I don't know what's really changed to where it's like now we can start fucking reopening shit.
I mean, they're looking at, you didn't pull the story, so I'm fine mentioning it. They're looking at realistically not opening like places like Disney World and Disneyland until 2021.
Right.
I mean, that even then it might not be smart to do.
Well, they're saying that's like the most rosy projections of when they can open places like that is next year. So I mean, like if they're saying that about, I mean, Disney's taking a fucking beating on that. It's so difficult, and like I said, there's so many factors involved, but if there's no actual treatment, there's not enough testing, there's not a vaccine, I mean, reopening is kind of just saying, well, a bunch of people are going to die, but the economy is more important, so we just got to do that.
The answer to this is plain on as the nose on anybody's fucking face. The answer to this is a New Deal, like a massive reinvestment in American infrastructure, a massive reinvestment in social programs.
Yeah,
like that's the only thing that's going to fucking turn around this economic depression, which is what this is.
Right,
this is a depression.
For sure. I mean,
this is not a recession. This is not a momentary correction due to a disaster. We're living in an economic depression now.
Well, I mean, the economic engines of most states and most countries of the world have stopped, and an unprecedented scale is a depression.
So we're talking about a fucking global depression. Yeah.
You know, I mean, what can you do? I mean, like anyone that's reasonable is not going to want to be out in the world because we know that we can potentially spread disease. And obviously most people are asymptomatic. So it's really simple to spread this disease. And there's people who are super spreaders. And you saw that early on. That's why some communities were hit so badly, is because you had one person go and infect 100, 200 people. And of course the numbers just go out from there astronomically. You know, that's like, look at New York City. You probably had a few people bring this disease, and in a matter of months, hundreds of thousands infected, thousands dead. I mean, so to say it's time to reopen these states, to me, it's like, I don't know what that's based on, besides just saying, hey, fuck everyone else. If you're going to get it, you're going to get it, and just hope you're asymptomatic and don't die.
Well, here's something. Trump's doing things. Trump announces 60-day pause on green cards to limit competition for U.S. jobs amid coronavirus, but will allow temporary workers.
Yeah, that's going to solve the problem.
So, problem solved, you guys. We did it. President Donald Trump announced what he described as a temporary suspension of immigration in the United States on Tuesday, but the executive order would bar only those seeking permanent residency, not temporary workers. Trump said he would be placing a 60-day pause on the issuance of green cards in an effort to limit competition for jobs in the U.S. economy wrecked by the coronavirus. The order would include certain exemptions, he said, but he declined to outline them, noting that the order was still being crafted. By pausing immigration will help put unemployed Americans first in line for jobs as America reopens. So important, Trump said at the White House. It would be wrong and unjust for Americans laid off by the virus to be replaced with new immigrant labor flown in from abroad. An administration official familiar with the plan, however, said the order will apply to foreigners seeking employment-based green cards and relatives of green card holders who are not citizens. Americans wishing to bring immediate family will still be able to do so, according to the official. Blah 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 blah. So this is
irrational.
It's
totally irrational.
First of all, too little, too late. Second of all, are there really that many people trying to immigrate right now amid this fucking crisis? And
this is just a convenient use of a Republican, selling point.
Right. This is just meant to get a bunch of fucking cheers from the base, right?
Right. Because there's a huge anti-immigrant sentiment in Trump's base, and in the Republican base in general.
Well, look, I mean, also to factor this in, most job losses that Americans have experienced are jobs being outsourced overseas, being done overseas. It's not people coming here. Most people coming here are doing jobs that Americans that native born citizens don't do anyways. So it's just like, it's bullshit. It's not solving that problem.
And he hasn't done anything to combat that outsourcing, really.
Yeah, he loves it. They love it. All these giant companies love that. They're saving money and they don't give a fuck. You think they're going to want to, they could make an iPhone in America? Sure. The price goes up.
I guess you could say that maybe some of his tariffs, maybe do something to dissuade.
They just slap tariffs back on our shit.
Yeah, so I mean, it really just starts trade wars. It doesn't actually provide any real protection for American workers.
Well, we buy more shit from them than they do for us, as far as that's concerned. So, like China's not. Yeah, China, sure, they're buying some goods from the U.S., but mainly agricultural products. Like they don't have enough pork, they don't have soy, they don't have enough of that, and they can find other people to produce that shit anyways. They don't give a fuck.
Speaking of pork, Tyson Foods closes its largest pork processing plant due to coronavirus outbreak.
I love the irony of that, too, because you think about that, because we're talking about factory farms. We're talking about factory farms where all these animals are stuffed into these tight little fine spaces, basically pumped full of shit, basically made as stationary as possible so they grow as fat as possible and then slaughtered.
Yeah, and I mean, like, we're so... I've seen so many people, and rightly so, being critical of these Chinese wet markets. But then, factory farms, blind eye. It's like, this might as well just be a disease factory, right?
For all involved, even the people. And clearly we're seeing that.
Well, this has been a ticking time bomb. It's just another one of these things that we've all known is a huge problem, both in terms of the cruelty that it puts the animals through.
Right, insane cruelty.
And just the huge vectors for disease that these places are in the communities that they exist in and the areas that they fucking operate in. And here we are. You know what I mean? The fucking chickens have come home to roost. All of the fucking kind of kicking the football down the field shit that we've been doing for years and years and years in this country has now come back to fucking haunt us. Here it is.
Yep.
Our giant fucking factory farms that we rely on insanely to supply local fucking food markets and shit are being shut down because they're giant fucking vectors of disease.
So Tyson Foods Inc. announced on Wednesday that it will shut down its largest pork processing plant in Iowa this week due to an outbreak at the facility that has caused many workers to stay home. The closure has significant ramifications beyond our company since the plant is part of a larger supply chain that includes hundreds of independent farmers, truckers, distributors, and customers, including grocers, said Chief Executive Steve Stouffer. It means the loss of vital market outlet for farmers and further contributes to the disruption of the nation's pork supply. 2 employees at the Waterloo pork processing plant have died of coronavirus complications, and at least 148 others tested positive.
These companies didn't give the workers any PPE. They didn't take any precautions. They didn't give a flying fuck. They didn't give a fuck when they fucking sicken people. Was by putting all these animals in these confined spaces, it allowed listeria and a lot of products. It allowed E. coli outbreaks. I mean, look, go back and look how many fucking recalls of these products, like foreign bodies are in these products because, some machine fucking fucked up and a bunch of chicken breasts that you bought have metal pieces in them. The fucking the toll it takes on the workers, the toll it takes on the animals, the toll it takes on the environment, the toll it takes on fucking the spread of disease. These things should be outlawed. Look, in other countries, they've done away with it. It's like the way that we raise animals in this country, by and large, is totally unsustainable in every metric possible. And for this guy to trot out like a bunch of people like these good, hardworking farmers, no, it's not what you don't give a fuck about those people. You'll stop trying to use them as a PR shield for what you're doing.
In order for us to change these things, in order for us to outlaw these things, would require an enormous shift in the American diet. Like our diets need to shift away from being so staunchly meat based.
Right. I mean, like every meal. I mean, like I'm not a vegetarian. I'm not a vegan, whatever. But I mean, like it's like the American diet of having like meat with every single fucking meal. Like that's probably not sustainable with our population figures. And we see that these factories, not only are they fucking unsafe, but they're fucking ridiculously cruel. I mean, these animals live fucking miserable fucking existences. And I don't think anybody, I mean, like, we need to fucking switch to a more fucking free range approach, or at the very least, we need to start eating this fucking lab grown meat. There's nothing wrong with it. It's fucking, you can minimize the fucking suffering. You can minimize the fucking pollution footprint to some extent. Obviously, it's still,
I mean, the answer is both.
The
answer is both needs to happen. We need to, number one, change our national diet to be more vegetable and plant-based, to supplement with meat rather than making it the fucking center of everything that we eat. And we need to start using these other options as well as they become more economically viable. As mass production of lab-grown meat becomes economically viable, we need to immediately adopt it.
Right.
But you have to understand that the food is one of these things that people just, it's like a baseline resource. It has to be there.
Right, of course.
And so these farmers, these giant factory farm conglomerates, and these giant corporations that own these huge tracts of land in production states, they're a huge lobby. They have an enormous amount of political clout, both locally at the local government level, where a lot of this stuff has to happen, and nationally. They're a gigantic fucking lobby. And they don't want any of what we just talked about. They don't want a shift away from meat in the national diet. They don't want lab grown meat. They fight it tooth and nail.
Well, that's the problem with.
Remember the one thing they did was they had the vegan cheese. Remember that? And then they had to change the name because they used to call it vegan cheese. Now it's like they have some other name for it. It's like cheese like product or substitute product. They have to change like the mayonnaise. They had to do that because all these companies that were making these products were like, no, don't try to say you're like us. You're different. You're this other weird thing.
That's the problem with America and like capitalism in general is there's so many entrenched business interests that are opposed to change even when change is necessary because their bottom line depends on the status quo.
To the point of killing the planet or killing the populace.
So it's like we can't make reasonable course corrections when we realize something isn't working because there's just too many rich people who it would affect their business. So,
well, let's be honest too. Americans didn't eat this way until about the 1950s. That's when all this stuff started. It wasn't like Americans before didn't. It wasn't meal. That was like people they meet with every meal were rich people.
Right.
You know,
Scotty. All right, Scotty has faded out. I don't know if Paul's.
Did we lose Scotty?
Yeah, it looks like Scotty's dead.
Scotty passed away.
Connection interrupted. Trying to reconnect.
Oh shit!
All right, well, I guess it's just you and me for a minute, Paul.
It's happening.
Sucks.
Dude.
He was in the middle of a good rant there too.
The collapse is happening. This is it, TJ.
Your network seems to be my network ain't doing shit. That was on Scotty. Don't fucking
I don't know what happened there.
I don't either.
So my network is blocking the connection or something. I'm like, I don't get why. I don't know.
Your network doesn't like this connection no more.
But the point was that we didn't fucking live this way before, and people can fucking go back to living without meat with every fucking meal. Especially now, there's a million alternatives, and we need to make sure that people get those alternatives, and we start switching to that. And emphasizing that we can't keep doing this to these factory farms. They're horrible in every fucking sense of the word. There's not one positive thing you can point out except a bunch of people get rich.
I mean, look, I'll say this:
rich people getting rich off them, which you're probably not. Let's be honest. Let's get rid of this shit.
I mean, we made some veggie burgers here a couple nights ago, and I was eating those
last night.
Yeah, and we made some homemade ones, and is it as good as fucking ground beef? I'm not gonna bullshit you. It's not. But is it acceptable? Is it edible? Is it still pretty good? Yeah.
Well, that's part of what has to happen is that we have to outgrow this phase of abundance. Because for most of human history, this level of abundance that we had up until this recent fucking shit started, unprecedented.
Yes.
And we have gotten to the point where it's like we're so picky because we have so much choice, because there is such an abundance of choice and an abundance of stock when it comes to every kind of product.
Right.
But especially food. We have got to get over this idea that I'm going to be totally satisfied with every meal. It's going to be some gourmet thing that I just roll my eyes on my head because it's so delicious. Like that shit has got to go away. Like, we've got to start looking at food for what it is, which is a resource that has to be managed and it has to be ethically fucking done. See, this is why I advocate for a post-capitalist, paradigm, because really the problem that we're talking about here, we're talking about meat, but all the problems that we're talking about are problems of capitalism.
Sure.
It's this idea that we are just, supply drives or demand drives supply, and there's no checks and balances on it because everybody wants to be making more moolah all the way up the chain, all the way up the government chain. The money changes hands and everybody's happy and everybody's fat and rich, and we ignore all the problems until something like this happens.
And the whole thing just blows up in your fucking face.
In our homes with dwindling grocery supplies, a government that doesn't look like it knows what it's fucking doing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Trying to reopen states while the numbers are fucking doubling every week.
It's crazy shit.
It's because they have no answers, and they know it. And and the fact is that no one was really preparing for this. And the fact that people like Obama now have started getting like tertiary flack. Oh, they didn't prepare, and this president didn't prepare, and Trump wasn't prepared, and Obama wasn't. Like, look, no one was fucking prepared for this. And of course, you can say, hey, look, you never know when shit this is going to happen. But if you never prepare for things, then you're reacting to them. And clearly, society that's in total reaction mode. And look, in fairness, a lot of places are in reaction mode. I'm not saying that that all the other countries are exempt. It's just America. But we've done a fucking horrible job. And to see people going and protesting and saying, liberate states, liberate this, do this. It's like, look, that sounds really nice, but it's not factually based. It's an emotional plea saying, I don't want to stay at home anymore. So you know what? Let me just go out and infect everyone else with this fucking disease. And if, some old people die, well, then so fucking be it.
Hey, what the fuck? Where did L. Ron Hubbard go? Well, Bill Hicks is here now. I guess that's cool.
No. I'm definitely feeling more Bill Hicksish at this moment.
I get Bill Hicksist. I feel like I'm a Bill Hicksist.
I'm a Hicksist.
That's one.
Here's why it's not going to happen. Yeah. Here's why none of the change that we're talking about, or if it does happen, it'll be when things have fucking already collapsed and it's the last possible fucking approach.
Yeah.
Because all of the people, and when I say people, I mean giant corporate entities that have been getting fat off of this cycle of abundance are going to have to eat a piece of the shit pie now. They're going to have to reinvent their businesses or die trying or be replaced by other fucking... That's just the way it is. There is no way that these giant factory farms are going to be continue their economic dominance and growth without reinventing themselves if this change comes. And that's why it won't happen. Because they would rather fist fuck the planet. They would rather fist fuck you at the grocery store. They would rather be giant vectors of cruelty and disease than think of another way to make money.
Yeah,
that's it.
Because their way already works. It already works. And if they already make money, then what do they care? No, I agree with you 100%.
All right. As much as I'd love to continue this discussion, it is time to move on. If Kim Jong-un dies, his younger sister is primed to take over. Don't let this happen. Look at that bitch's eyes.
She has the 1,000-yard stare and then some.
She is the one who's crazy enough to actually nuke us, all right?
Dude, Kim Jong-un is a joke. If you look at him, he looks like the Pillsbury Doughboy came to life or something. We are so lucky that this crazy rogue fucking Hermitage kingdom has been run by a big, giant Humpty Dumpty prince for so long.
I know.
This woman is a Black Widow spider.
Yes.
She is going to be a fucking insanely dangerous ruler for this fucking country.
Now, guys, I know you guys don't believe in the power of prayer, but I'm praying right now. Kim Jong-un, please make it, please.
We got to send Rodman. We got to send Rodman to help rehabilitate Kim Jong-un.
Yeah.
It's the only thing. It's the only way.
Yeah.
You're gonna. This bitch is gonna fucking intercept him and send his head back in a basket.
Oh my God.
We're covered in Black Widows.
Madness. This is North Korea. You kick Rodman into the pit, dude. It's done. TJ, am I supposed to be able to see these stories?
What do you mean? You don't see them?
No.
I've been sharing the screen.
Yeah, I can see them.
I don't see shit, dude.
That's weird.
Scotty's fucked.
I assume that was part of the program, dude. So I don't know. I have us three on screen, so I didn't know you were sharing.
Stop screen sharing and share.
All right, I'll stop and then redo it. Hopefully it'll work this time. How about now?
There we go.
We're good again.
You see it now?
Yeah, that fixed it. See, there we go.
Okay.
Tech support on the scene.
Yeah.
I don't see TJ now, though.
What?
Weird.
You must have some weird setting where you can only see.
What happened to your cam, dude?
I'm still there.
Yeah, TJ's still there.
I don't know. It's being weird on my. If TJ's still here, then whatever.
I don't know what's going on with yours. We'll have to figure it out some other time. We can't do on the spot tech support. While she may not be overly qualified to rule, she has this. She survived her brother's bloody family purges. Of course she did.
And look at what it did to her. Look at what it made. This is a person that would suck the soul right out of you if she could.
Sister and brother have been close for years.
But I did not hear you, TJ, or see you.
What?
All right. Well, yeah, you're the one. You should probably try leaving the call and coming back and see if that fixes it.
I'll go ahead and try that real quick.
All right.
We got issues.
We got issues going on. What the fuck is happening? Nobody knows.
All right, I don't know what the fuck happened, TJ. You just disappeared.
I don't know.
Now we know that fixes.
Is everything fine on now? Do you see the story?
Yeah,
do you see me? Do you see Paul? Is everything good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I assumed you just weren't sharing the script. That's why I didn't say anything. And you're like, no, look at this. I'm like, okay, shit, I guess he is.
All right, so here's the bitch, Scotty. She's gonna be your new ruler.
I feel like I'm gonna be in a dungeon getting like spanked or something.
She looks like the daughter of Shang Tsung. She looks like if Shang Tsung had a daughter, this is what would come out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
Dude,
I don't.
Oh, good.
No, you good.
Dude, that's been one of the failings of the most recent Mortal Kombat games. They've given a lot of these characters daughters. Like, why not Shang Tsung? I think that's a perfect thing. Give like a female character that she can do all the sports, like sorcery and change into different characters and stuff, dude.
Yeah, I mean, like, here's your model. Here's what she needs to look like.
She has advised on key events in the North Korean capital of Pyongyang, encouraging construction of modern apartments, ski slopes, and even an amusement park. But it was during those Olympics that she shone as a major figure before the world. It was then at a luncheon meeting in the Blue House, the center of power in South Korea, that she gracefully handed the South's President Moon Jae-in a handwritten note from her brother suggesting they get together for a summit. She controls this country already.
Right.
She's already the ruler,
pretty much in charge for a while.
I think that, it sounds to me like she's always been the iron fist and fucking Kim Jong-un is the velvet fucking glove. We're just going to lose the glove.
Right. That's the problem, is that the iron fist is going to be out in the open now. There's going to be no glove covering it.
Maybe she'll be good.
Well, you know what? Like, I mean, think about this, dude. You see Kim Jong-un. No one's really that scared by Kim Jong-un. You see her, you're like,
I'm scared.
I mean, some of the shit they're attributing to her there is not bad shit.
Right. I mean, she's opening amusement parks. She's trying to open diplomatic relations between North and South. I mean, that doesn't seem too bad.
So,
but I'll tell you what.
Maybe we're judging her too harshly.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what. If I was in North Korea and the leader of the country like turned and looked at me and this was the face I saw, I'd be like, oh fuck, I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead now. Land O'Lakes redesign bids farewell to longtime native image. The native woman was a stereotype. I mean, like, okay, but her appearance strikes some as ironic. All right,
This is a loss.
I don't agree she was a stereotype, and I don't really see the irony of her being gone. So I covered this on a stream I did a few days back, and my basic sentiment on this is I don't really care that she's gone. I mean, but at the same time, I also don't really understand why she's gone. Like, was this depiction really some offensive thing?
TJ, I'll tell you what, this country's gone, TJ. We're gone, man.
Gone.
You know what? We used to love freedom in this country, TJ. If I can't buy a package of butter with an Indian on it, what can I do anymore? These liberals are out of control, TJ. Look, they're taking our heritage, TJ. They're taking it and they're stripping it from us, TJ. It's gone. It's dead. My butter is dead, TJ. What you want me to do? You want me to buy butter that's non-offensive to a bunch of whining liberals on Twitter? Fuck them. I want fucking goddamn red-faced Indian skin on my butter so I can eat it and taste good.
I never remember anyone complaining about this. I never saw like Land O'Lakes racist trending on Twitter or anything,
about this shit for years, dude. There was people whining about this for years.
Was there?
Just did the calculus. And they went like, if we just take this shit off, no one will give a fuck anymore and just buy the butter anyways.
Look at that land. I care. I'm not buying no more land. Look at that. Go back up.
I never bought their shit to begin with. So.
Look at that new Land O'Lakes, dude.
It looks lame, man.
They need to find something else to put in there.
Yeah,
put a bear or something.
I think they said they're gonna like put like workers or something on there that work at Land O'Lakes. I don't want to see your ugly ass workers at the factories. No. If anything, that's gonna make me less inclined to get the butter.
They took our Native American one off, or whatever, Indian, whatever you want to call them, and then they're gonna put some communist workers on. So they're gonna put the hammer and the sickle on my butter.
That'd be cool. No. Dude, that would be sick. They should actually do that. I want hammer and sickle butter, dude.
There's also a loss here that people aren't, a whole generation of kids are not going to get to experience.
Yeah, that is the one thing that I
the titty trick, dude.
Yeah, with the knees.
Yeah. The Land O'Lakes titty trick. So you cut out the Land O'Lakes box on 3 sides and you make it like a flap that you can fold up.
Uh-huh.
And then you cut out her knees and you put it back there behind the box.
Yeah.
And then when you lift the box up, you can see them big old titties.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Damn. Yeah.
You just tell Paul was raised in a different time. It's like
you can see them big old Land O'Lakes titties. And now, you can never see the fucking Land O'Lakes titties ever again.
Mia, the butter maiden, as she's called, first appeared on the packaging in 1928. Her presence at the American kitchen table has spanned generations until the last several months when Land O'Lakes phased her out.
The presence of those titties has spanned generations. Generations of young men and women have made the butter maiden titties and enjoyed pulling the flap up and taking a look at them big old fucking milk jugs that she's got hiding under that fucking smock.
Well, Paul, you gotta remember, kids now have like iPads and like iPhones where they can just look at porn.
She's got a buckskin smock, but there's a surprise underneath there, Scotty. There's a delicious, bountiful surprise just underneath that buckskin smock, Scotty. And if you ain't never seen it, well, now you ain't got a chance to see it no more.
Well, you know what,
the
Paul,
peep show has closed.
They can just go look at the real thing.
Cocaine Casey did it because I needed the money. Australian drug smuggler Casey Sainsbury admitted she smuggled cocaine. Shut up, because I needed the money. Well, what the fuck else would you smuggle cocaine for?
I'm not aware of the story. She got caught smuggling cocaine to a
I guess
Southeast
so.
Asian
I've
country.
not heard of it either. Australian drug smuggler Cocaine Casey Sainsbury has admitted she attempted to take 5.8 kilograms of cocaine in her suitcase out of Colombia because I needed the money. The former personal trainer from Adelaide, who was caught the cocaine concealed in headphones in 2017. Who was caught the cocaine? That doesn't make sense.
She caught the cocaine. She caught the cocaine.
Another AI written article.
Has been released on parole in Bogota. An interview filmed this week with 60 Minutes after her release from El Buen Pastor.
Bogota?
What?
Did you call Bogota, Colombia, Bogota?
I guess. I don't know.
It's Bogota. That's where
Bogota.
Bogota? Come on down to Bogota, boy.
We gotta get TJ out of Louisiana before it comes.
Come on down here to Bogota.
Come on down to Bodega, wherever they live at.
I thought I said
TJ
Bogota.
is becoming one with the swamp, dude. You're becoming one with the swamp.
It's pronounced like Abe Bogota, right? Isn't that what
Bogota?
It's like TJ, like the mosquito.
Went on down there to Bogota.
That's how you say it. That's how you say it in fucking Abe Bagoda's last name. What the fuck?
Okay, number one, TJ, it's Abe Vigoda with a V.
It's with a B, dude.
No, it isn't.
Really?
It's Abe Vigoda.
Damn, I didn't know that. I've been saying Abe Bagoda this whole time.
You've been wrong.
Yeah. Wow, I'm learning a lot today. Holy shit. It's a sad day for me.
Look it up. Look it up, dude.
Oh, dude. TJ,
don't take my word for it.
Abe Vigoda, dude.
Abe Vigoda.
Vigoda.
I always thought it was Bugoda.
No, it's not. It's
Damn.
Abe Vigoda.
Well, fuck me.
He get mixed up a lot in English language with people, so.
I've been wrong for like 20 years or some shit.
Vigoda. You had some weird thing going on in your brain, TJ.
I guess so.
Your B's and your V's are getting kind of like mixed up.
Hey, look, TJ, it's Abe Vigoda.
Yeah. I thought it was Pagoda, man.
Look at him. It's Abe Vigoda, dude.
Man, I feel 2 inches tall right now. Fucking Abe Vigoda, huh? All right.
Abe Vigoda.
You know what? I wasn't even wrong. I've once again slipped.
I heard he's from Bogota, Colombia.
Yeah, I've once again slipped into an alternate dimension because I swear in my reality he was a Bugoda. And
Your
that's what I'm
reality
sticking
is
with.
Full of retarded mispronunciation.
No, that's how it was up until now. But I'm here in this fucking Berenstain universe where apparently, his name is Vigoda.
I mean, look, I'm from the Berenstain universe too, and his name was always Abe Vigoda.
No, you were from the wrong Berenstain universe then.
Oh, okay.
All right, fuck this Cocaine Katie. I'm sick of it. Cocaine Cassie, I guess. Netflix adds almost 16 million new customers amid lockdown.
Damn.
Netflix. Flinks? All right, I'm done. Goodbye.
TJ. See yourself out, TJ.
Netflix. Get out of here. Boo. Boo!
What the hell, DJ?
Get off the stage.
What do you guys think about Netflix? It's my favorite. It's my favorite streaming service. Just new plus.
I wish I could hear the clip of that right away. TJ put on his best news announcer voice.
Paul, do you like was it Dulu? You like Dulu at all?
Yeah, I'm more of a Wisney Plus guy. You know? Yeah.
Dude, what the fuck is up with TJ, man? I know. Look, I suck at pronouncing a lot of words too.
I watch a lot of movies on. I watch a lot of movies on Bapazon Dime too. Yeah, you ever use Bapazon Dime? They got a lot of movies on there.
Well, when I like to get scared, I go on Thutter. You ever on Thutter?
Thutter, yeah.
I love Thutter, dude. It's really scary, dude. It's really great.
Yeah.
DJ actually, I think she just took a fucking cigarette break, dude. He's like, "Fuck this, dude."
I used to subscribe to BHO, but when Throne Game got canceled, I didn't want to pay anymore for it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I The Walking Dead, that was on, like, what was it, a DMT? Yeah, the DMT network. It was great.
Right. You mean the Docking Wed?
Yeah, the Docking Wed.
Yeah.
Well, the zombie soap opera.
I just want this to keep going when TJ comes back, dude. I want the first thing he hears is that we're still just riffing on him mispronouncing Netflix. Netflix, dude.
Netflix or something. Said,
oh yeah, Netflix.
Netflix, dude. Dude. Do you love Tetflux?
Fetnix, dude.
Shut the fuck up, man. Fuck you guys, dog.
Remember the disastrous idea to call Netflix, like, they wanted to split it off to, like, call it Quickster or something?
Oh, yeah, that was fucking short-lived.
It was one of the worst decisions I ever made.
That had to be the dumbest fucking idea ever.
It's going to be Quickster.
You know, it was
Netflix had become like Facebook. It was like a noun and a verb.
Well, they were going to keep the name Netflix for their streaming service, but they were trying to do their DVD delivery service, which I guess they still do, right?
Yeah. They called it Quickster.
They were going to, like, change it to Quickster or some shit like that. It was.
Yeah, don't quote me on that. It was something stupid. Let me look it up. I think, was it Quickster?
Yeah, go ahead and look it up.
Let me look at it. It was something stupid.
Netflix shares, of course, rose 1.2%. I mean, like, on the back of this news, you would think you'd see a bigger spike than that, because that's a fucking huge increase.
I mean, this is what's getting my parents through the quarantine.
Me too. I actually did cancel a bunch of my streaming services recently, though, because I was paying way too much for a bunch of shit I wasn't really using.
It was Quickster. It was spelled really weird too. It was spelled QWIKSTER.
Yeah, that's retarded.
I don't know what the fuck.
Okay.
It says Netflix is 20 now, though. Fuck, dude.
Yeah, I mean, and
that was 2 years ago, so it's 22 now. Fuck, man.
I remember the days when Netflix was just a DVD delivery service and not a fucking website. I mean, it was a website still, obviously, but it was like, you go and you select your DVDs and stuff.
Well, they were the best one, dude. Blockbuster, for a brief moment, tried to compete with them, and they were actually pretty good because you guys could turn it into the store. But then, like, I remember when I totally switched over to Netflix. I wanted to get Gladiator on DVD, and, like, Blockbuster was like, you can get it by May 30th, and it was like March, and I'm like, what? I went on Netflix and was like, yep, you can get it like 2 days.
Yeah, and Netflix actually went to Blockbuster with their idea beforehand and was like, hey, we can, do this for you guys. And Blockbuster's like, no one wants that. Get out of here.
Blockbuster decided to die on that hill. And
Blockbuster's like, we'll just go ahead and die.
Do the same. I might do the same if I was in their position.
Yeah, you're a cigar chumping fat cat at fucking Blockbuster. We don't need you, no Netflix. Fuck off. Oops. Bald eaglets found nesting in arms of Arizona cactus.
Hey.
Is this a positivity story?
Yes, it is.
Positivity. For the first time in decades, bald eagles have been found nesting in an Arizona saguaro cactus.
Cool.
The Arizona Game and Fish Department revealed Wednesday that biologists discovered a pair of eagles and their eaglets in the arms of a large saguaro during a recent eagle survey. Kenneth Tuck Jacobson, okay, the agency's coordinator of raptor management, holy shit, said the eagles are on a cactus near a central Arizona reservoir. He called the find amazing.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yes.
Yes.
Why do eagles get a special designation for their young in eaglets? It's like when you find a robin's chicks, you don't call it a robinet.
Yeah.
You know?
No other bird has that. Or
blue jay it. No,
blue
it's a blue
jay
jay chick.
Is owlet a thing?
Owlet is a thing.
I think that sounds like a thing. So owls get it too, I think.
If a bird is majestic enough, then it gets it.
Yeah, I think you have to
lame, like
you have to pass a certain
whatever.
level of majesty, I guess.
That's a weird thing, isn't it?
A little bit.
It's like there's different designate. They're all birds.
It seems like the predatory birds kind of get more of like people like respect them more, like like a hawk or an eagle.
What's a
Yeah, but I
hawk
don't
baby called?
think hawks. They don't get like hawklets or anything.
What are hawk babies called? I don't know.
I think you just call them baby hawks, right?
I'm fucking looking this shit up, dude.
What is a baby hawk called?
Baby hawk.
It's called an eyas.
Eyas. All right, that's even fancier.
EYAS.
Cool.
All right, learning all kinds of new things.
So there you go.
Florida police enforcing social distancing rules find Pennsylvania murder suspect sitting on beach.
Damn,
Look how he's dressed too.
What a dumbass.
I love how he's getting arrested by the police while he's violating quarantine, while he's a murder suspect, while he's wearing fucking American flag, trunks.
This really is America summed up in one image right here.
This is us, folks. This is who we are as a people.
America.
Just a dumbass criminal.
I mean, like, this has got to be the easiest time to hide as a fucking murder suspect. And your ass is literally just sitting on a beach where no one is supposed to be.
Isn't it great?
Who are you? Not a murder suspect from Pennsylvania. That's
for damn sure. I'll tell you that much.
Like, let's just write your name through a database. Looks like you're a murderer from Pennsylvania.
Mario Gatti, 30, is accused of fatally shooting another man in a Pennsylvania apartment in January, according to an arrest warrant obtained by the Pittsburgh Tribune Review. Police said they approached him around 8 a.m. near some sand dunes in Jacksonville Beach and realized he was a fugitive. The city's police department later tweeted a photo of the man wearing American flag shorts while being escorted off the beach on handcuffs. The city and at least two other nearby communities reopened their beaches Friday for essential activities only, such as fishing, surfing. That's so essential, man. What would America be without our proud surfing
Only one
culture?
of these strikes me as essential.
Yeah.
And it's the first one, fishing.
Right, because, I mean, at least then you can make a claim of, like, I am obtaining food for myself. You know what I mean?
Or I'm feeding the food supply. You know what I mean?
Right. I guess walking dogs is essential, but you don't need to do it on the beach.
But it's not essential that you walk them on the beach.
Yeah.
No.
So, I mean, like...
it's kind of fucked up to walk your dog on the beach because they're going to take a shit. I mean, come on.
Well, hopefully you would clean it up.
You bring the bags.
Yeah, I mean...
I hate to break it to you, but a lot of people do not bring bags.
Yeah.
Dude, in California they do. You get a fat citation on California beaches if your dog takes a shit and you don't clean it up.
And
That's California. We're talking about Florida.
You just kick some fucking sand over it. It's good.
Yeah, look, we're going to bury it.
Rich Americans activate New Zealand pandemic escape plans. I don't know what this means exactly. Let's delve in. As coronavirus infections tore across the U.S. in early March, a Silicon Valley executive called the survival shelter manufacturer Rising S Co. He wanted to know how to open the secret door to his multi-million-dollar bunker 11 feet underground in New Zealand. The tech chief had never used the bunker and couldn't remember how to unlock it, said Gary Lynch, general manager of Texas-based Rising S Co. He wanted to verify the combination for the door and was asking questions about the power and hot water heater and whether he needed to take extra water or air filters, Lynch said. The businessman runs a company in the Bay Area but lives in New York, which was fast becoming the world's coronavirus epicenter.
It might be because I'm kind of stoned, but I don't know what's going on in this story anymore.
Yeah.
I lost the plot.
Okay, so I can explain it to you guys. I kind of learned this years ago. Actually, interesting enough, through you guys know who Serge Tankian is?
Yeah.
Okay, so he bought a house in New Zealand years ago because basically, like, it's a nuclear-free country. It's very progressive. It's kind of isolated. It's like New Zealand's kind of viewing this as an ideal place for many Americans and expatriates. Like, hey, if you want to retire somewhere that's nice or live somewhere that's nice, free from all these problems in the States and other places, New Zealand. So a bunch of rich people basically bought a ton of real estate in New Zealand, and they have bunkers and shit like this and just houses in general. And now it's kind of like, hey, and obviously some companies got into it because there actually is an industry for people building these bunkers. They build a lot of them in like the Midwest. They build a lot of them in mountainous areas. And of course, New Zealand's one of those areas where it's like, it's seen as ideal and one of the best places to ride out an apocalypse or some cataclysmic event. So a lot of people have bought property there. And New Zealand actually, I think, recently banned buying property from like foreign nationals from buying property as much because so many people were buying properties in the in the country of New Zealand.
Does anyone else find it funny that like if a person of modest means starts preparing for an apocalyptic scenario, they're like a crazy person, but these rich people can, pay for these like $11 million secret hidden bunkers, and it's just like, reasonable precaution. You know what I mean?
Well, it's because it's the amount of effort they're putting into it. That rich guy is just paying $11 million, and that's kind of like, that's it.
Yeah,
like,
just in case some shit goes down, I got this bunker.
Well, if you wanted to do, let's say you want to do that, for example, that pretty much had to be the thrust of your life would be preparing. Like,
right.
I'm building a bunker. I'm doing this. I'm buying land. I'm getting excavators. I'm digging out a hole. I'm putting fucking shit down there. I'm cementing. Like, that's your life.
For years, New Zealand has featured prominently in the doomsday survival plans of wealthy Americans worried that, say, a killer germ might paralyze the world. Isolated at the edge of the earth, more than 1,000 miles off the coast of Australia, New Zealand is home to about 4.9 million people, about a fifth as many as the New York metro area. The clean, green island nation is known for its natural beauty, laid-back politicians, and premier health facilities.
Well, we're going to change all that.
Yep, we're coming. We're coming for you. All right, I made all my money raping and pillaging the people of America. Now I'm going to go to a fucking socialist paradise to fucking sit in a bunker. Fuck you, rich people.
You gotta love rich people.
The people of New Zealand should rise up and kill these fucking disgusting American business magnates who are fucking showing up in their country. Kill the plague before it fucking destroys you too. All right? Because they're just going to turn you into America Part 2, and every fucking all your little social programs and all the fun stuff that you guys have is all going to go bye-bye. They're going to eat all your fucking oysters. But all the
natural beauty too.
Yeah, they're going to fucking destroy the natural beauty. They're probably going to fucking turn it into a goddamn Lord of the Rings themed theme park that you could go to for $120 a fucking day.
Or build their gaudy ass McMansions all over it.
Look, I built my mansion on top of the fucking, peaks of Gondor or whatever the fuck. I don't know.
Start putting up Circle K's and shit.
Yeah.
Making roads through it.
So don't let this happen, New Zealand. If anyone from New Zealand is watching this right now, don't let this happen. If you see a rich American businessman, it's your fucking patriotic duty to waste that motherfucker.
You know what?
I don't know about that. I don't know if I want to call on anybody in New Zealand to commit a murder. But
all right, well, murder them in Minecraft. Kill them in Minecraft.
Okay.
Minecraft.
You've definitely covered your ass and our asses.
My ass has been covered now. I am not talking about actual real world violence. I'm talking about in Minecraft.
You want to move to New Zealand, TJ?
Yeah, I looked into it. But they said you can't fucking, like, they have, like, really rigid shit about, like, have you ever said anything, like, controversial or offensive? It's like, fuck. No. Let me in. Come on, please.
Yeah, you know what? New Zealand ain't letting your ass in.
I know. TJ. Fucking New Zealand and their fucking bullshit. But I really want to go to, man, I looked into living in New Zealand. It's a fucking paradise. I want to live in New Zealand. But whatever. Yeah, they'll never let me. I'm not good enough for New Zealand.
You have to get more rich, dude.
I have to fucking I either have to get more, because that really does solve any sort of problem.
Yeah, because I look at you now and they go,
But then I'll get rich and I'll go to New Zealand and a bunch of people will be like, hey, aren't we supposed to kill all the rich people? Didn't some YouTube guy say that? There's one there. And then they'll murder me and I'll be fucking hoist by my own petard or whatever the fuck Paul says.
You know what you got to do? Most of these countries, you just have to start a business. You got to say, look, I'm going to invest $2 million into the New Zealand economy. Then they'll let you live there. Then they'll overlook your offensive shit.
Cool. Yeah, that's what I need to do.
So go ahead and get that $2 million, dude, and I'll be your middleman. Don't worry, I'm totally gonna take care of the whole process. Just give me that money, and I'll see to it that it goes to the right people.
Thanks.
I think
Scotty.
all the places that have that kind of standard of living are wisely kind of tough to fucking immigrate. Like Switzerland is another place.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you know, idyllic beauty, cradle to grave, socialist safety net.
You know, I heard that New Zealand cops don't have guns. So I was thinking maybe I just go over there with a gun and just like take over New Zealand, you know?
It's probably possible.
Yeah, just be like, I got a gun. No one else here does. I'm king now.
I'm sure that people in New Zealand have guns.
You're probably right. Pork pursuit. Police apprehend runaway pig after 45-minute chase. So
dude, this is what the cops see. I like this story because this is what the cops should be doing.
Right. I also like that there's a bunch of pigs chasing a pig. And I like that these cops did not use lethal force against the pig. It's almost like they recognize, like, no, this is one of our own.
Yeah. Brethren.
Do they have video of this, TJ? I'd love to see.
Let's see. It's probably going to play an ad for. Oh, no, it didn't. Wow.
Got a pig chase.
Squeal. Squeal.
Did he just make a fucking Deliverance reference? Oh, this pig is awesome.
Dude, this poor
pig
is scared.
Pig on the run.
I'll distract him.
Gonna live and fly free.
I'll distract him.
Me.
Oh, this pig.
He's tired.
He's tired.
Dude.
Yeah, as you're fucking out of breath. He's tired. Pig. I think we wore him out.
Oh, it's a standoff. It's a standoff. It's a standoff.
These cops are super bored.
Oh! Oh, I thought he had him. Oh my god, I hope the civilian catches it. Oh, it went right through his legs.
This cop with the fucking trash can, dude. There, he got him.
Oh, he's got him.
They got the fucking pig. The pig's in custody.
Now what you do?
That looks like a fucking good time, man.
See, some cops doing some real, genuine public service here.
Yeah, see? And they didn't shoot the pig. They fucking actually spent 45 minutes of their day fucking chasing this pig down instead of just showing up and fucking riddling it with bullets.
I think this qualifies for some positivity, TJ.
Yeah. Positivity.
Yeah, nobody got killed. Nobody got talked down to like they were some fucking sub-citizen.
Yeah.
And the pig got caught and he's fine.
Just some cops helping out a family that was plagued by a runaway pig and helping out the runaway pig, too.
I will tell you what, this is a genuine fucking feel-good story. Anyway, that concludes the plebs section. So, hey, plebs, we're going to continue the show without you. We're going to be doing the rest of the show for our patrons. The show's only half over for them, but for you, it's all the way over. You might want to consider joining our Patreon. We've got, a lot of satisfied fucking customers at this point. And, we like, I actually, my wife is a fucking a Patreon supporter and shit. Like, she actually pays, like, it's kind of weird, but, this is the way Patreon is. You can't, like, give away freebies or whatever, so she pays for that. And she actually told me the other day, like, man, it's like, you guys put out so much shit, I can't even keep up with it all. And she, like, religiously, like, is constantly listening to the show and shit. So, like, we're putting out so much content that people literally have trouble watching it all.
I mean,
and we're just three dudes. Oh. So, I mean, like, come on. What's that, Scotty?
Yo, well, TJ, before we actually had Freddie, but now I think we have someone else. It's what's his name? Captain
Spaulding?
Fuck's that guy?
Captain Spaulding.
Captain Spaulding.
Yeah. Anyway, goodbye, plebs. And
we've got all flavors of content over at the Patreon.
Oh, yeah, we do.
We got lemon, we got lime, we got cherry, we got blueberry, we got tutti fucking fruity.
Tutti fucking fruity. So check it out. But, until then, fairly well. We're moving on without you. Let's see what you're missing. Oh, you're going to miss some GTA 6 stuff. So, bye.
Deep fat fried. Deep fat fried. Keep that fire